Okay, we went only because Candy said so.
Okay.
She got here just in time for us to start. Well, this isn't Kelly.
No, I am not
Kelly's
Kelly.
busy. She said she has to manufacture more Christmas. There's not
Oh,
enough time. So yeah, she won't be here this week, and she'll be traveling next week.
yeah.
So it was either me trying to read chat and do stuff, and yeah, be distracted, or to have like a chat reader helper person
Yeah. I am here to pay attention to chat for you.
and answer plant questions that I can't
And
answer.
you answer the medical writing questions.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Still haven't learned a thing about medical writing. It was a
Well,
very tired afternoon too. I
what
don't
did
know
you
what it
do?
is. Not a damn thing. Nothing. So very little.
I
Other
took a
than
nap.
I avoided being reprimanded by the company I work for, because there was an email that came through addressed to me from Amazon with a $20 gift card. Happy holidays from name of my
It was a
company.
phishing test.
And it was a fucking phishing test, but I knew it. I was like, first of all, I'm not even going to click, because that the only phishing attempts I ever get are tests from the company, like from this company, my last company. That's all they do. And
And
so I was like, I'm not clicking that, because even if it's $20, and it just seems like a weird thing for them to send. And so I didn't click it. And then one of my coworkers sent a group message like, FYI, if you got one of those for $20 gift cards, it's a phishing test. Like, I knew
oh,
it.
so they must have failed.
Yeah, probably. Maybe they have to watch a video about phishing. uh that's
Uh,
so it's I don't know.
they just make us do like cybersecurity training every year, and I don't know that we've ever gotten a actual phishing test, but
We have
I
to
don't know.
watch those videos too with the terrible actors. There's always like there's
Yeah.
one or two employees that are on the up and up and know all the rules, and then there's like the Joker goof off employee that's like, I don't care about that, it's fine. And then, of course, he immediately learns a valuable lesson. And that's how life goes.
Well, yeah. I had a 15-minute task that I needed to do for work today, and I did it around like 1 p.m., and then I didn't have anything else to do. I received one email today, and it was just a very annoying email, and that was it.
People hard at work in the corporate world right now.
The annoying email was that I scheduled someone to be migrated, and this other tech messaged the person and said, no, don't come in to be migrated, I guess. And so today he forwarded the email to me and was like, whoops, I shouldn't have told them that. Can you schedule them again?
And also, you're still getting over a cold.
Yeah.
It's a very sickly house. I had strep a month ago. Our son got reinfected with strep, so that's happening right now. Needs stronger antibiotics, and I'm just have general malaise. Just waking up tired, a lot of coughing, sneezing occasionally, very itchy, burning eyes, like kind of allergies, kind of sick. Just winter shit is all it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Candy, what must that feel like? One email.
Candy can't even get a break on her days off. People like tag her in the Discord.
I know.
What kind of jerk would do
Assholes.
that?
Me. Influenza A. Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
Just all the all the sicknesses. Kids will certainly bring home the shit. Yeah, they will.
He just said the dot, dot, dot.
I'm finishing the sentence. What's so wrong with that? Sigma Riz. Just
Skibbity.
looking at chat. Yep. We get them. If you report the email, you get a congrats, you caught the fish email. Should I forward those to Rico for pellets? I feel like if I go through the trouble of reporting this phishing thing to them, I should get the $20 gift card at minimum. Right? That's fair. Thankfully, the auto industry is off until January 2nd. I took last week off too, so I am just fishing holiday stuff. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolute Shambles. That's a new name.
I've seen them in here before, and they're in the Discord.
Okay.
But welcome back.
Well,
we have deadlines at work, but yeah.
I technically only have off Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, but probably the rest of the week is going to be very similar to today, where, I mean, I don't even have a 15-minute task that I have to do Thursday or Friday that I know of. I'm pretty sure my meeting on Friday is going to be canceled because my boss has small children.
Yeah, I mean, my meeting, usually I have a like the one-on-one meeting with my boss every week Tuesday morning. That's canceled because he's gone. He's out of town. Everybody else kind of taking the week off, so that's cool. Aquatic Moose said, I saw a cool video about how AI can defeat spam calls by taking up too much time for it to be economical using slow talking AI grannies. That's fun. I want to see that in action. Like, I've seen the ones where it was like scamming the scammers, and where they like dox the call center, or they're like, I have access to your cameras. And my mind immediately goes to, all of these are fake and staged and are not real in any way, but they could be completely real. I just, when I see something that's like, it's that, I don't know, perfect, I guess, and satisfying, I'm like, nah, it's not actually a thing. But it would be great if it were.
So you did some plant stuff this past weekend, right?
I did. What did I do?
Didn't you move a bunch of plants?
Yeah, but I do that all the time, like every day.
Well,
you just happened to notice that I was not in bed at 2 a.m, and you're like, where were you? I'm like, just doing what I always do in the middle of the night.
Okay, but then you mentioned that you have a hospital tank for your plants, essentially, or a rehab is what you called it.
Yeah,
and maybe people would like to know what you're doing with that and why.
Oh my God. Okay. It's a multi-purpose tank. I'm growing out orange Venezuelan cories, housing some black Schultzi cories, and it's a little 10-gallon CO2 injected tank. I got some shitty boosts in the mail around, I don't know, October, November, and so I just put that in the tank just to let that grow out. And then there's also like 1,000 blue dream, blue diamond, whatever, I don't cull, so blue shrimp. And so that's what I mostly use that tank for. Is the tank behind me has kind of been a problem tank, and it's just now turning around and not being riddled with green dust algae on every surface. Mm-hmm. And what I've been doing is, if something gets covered in green dust algae and I don't want to just like trim it, throw it away, then I will take the trimming from this tank and then I will put it in the little 10-gallon tank. The shrimp will attack it, and overnight it is like completely free of green dust algae, which I'm told plecos will also eat it, but then, you have to have a pleco, and I don't want that.
We have one. No, do we have two plecos?
Yeah, there's one in Zachary's tank that just doesn't do anything.
You also got a new light. Did you put it somewhere like permanently yet? I know
No,
you.
no, haven't really done much with that. The glorium light, it reminds me of a fluval aqua sky that's brighter.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it might even be brighter than a fluval 3.0. The cool thing about it though is it's got an app, which it's not that cool if you don't like apps. The app is pretty straightforward like the fluval one, but the extra feature on this is it's got 3 zones. So like I have it's a 36-inch light, and so there's like a zone there, there, like it's divided into thirds, and you can program each of the 3 zones individually. So if you want to have like a low light Anubias boost side of the tank, then you can program that one to be super dim, and then the other side you can have your higher light plants. I don't know how practical, useful it's going to be. I've got lots of testing to do, and I will probably not make a video about the results because I just don't do product reviews at all. I loathe it. I hate it. I want to test something myself for myself
Mm-hmm.
and not involve commercialism. But it does seem like a good feature. I just in practicality, whether it's going to be useful.
Yeah. You did test it on the 40 to see if it was better than having the 2 fluvals, right?
Well, I know it's not better than the
Well,
2 fluvals.
no, like
All
not
I did
2,
with
but
that,
like replacing 1 fluval.
yeah, I wanted to test the color spectrum, just the aesthetics.
Mhm.
I don't care. I don't really care about the brightness all that much. Like lights are pretty bright. There's only a couple of tanks where I really need lights to be at peak brightness, and then the rest of them, I'm more like it needs to look good. Like that's kind of the bottom line is like every light will grow plants, and the most important thing to me is like, do I like passing by that tank every day or sitting in front of that tank and enjoying what I'm looking at? And there's certain lights that just kind of look like shit to me, and I don't care how good they grow plants. Why do I need a Grinch mask? What did I do?
I don't know. Is your heart too small?
Well, I hope not, because it's got a lot of blood to pump, like a lot.
Do you hate Christmas?
I like Christmas. I mean, as long as we've got like kids, and that enjoy Christmas. Other people around me that are in the Christmas spirit will put me in the Christmas spirit. When other people
Mhm.
stop caring around me, then you know, I will follow suit.
Yeah. And you have to technically work tomorrow, right? And
Yeah, no,
avoid another phishing email.
yeah. I mean, we're going over to my parents at 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, the loathing. Oh, because I loathe product reviews.
Oh.
I, but they're always not unless she's agreeing with me. I just they're very very rarely done well on YouTube. I will say there's some good ones, but
What
yeah,
about that tech guy you watch? Marcus?
Marquez Brownlee.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the gold standard for product reviews, but that's an entirely different industry. But yeah, like if I want to know what phone to buy, I just go and watch his stuff and binge watch a year's worth of phone reviews from him. But I mean, there's a reason he has a billion bajillion subscribers and lots of views because he's very good at what he does. Let's see. Oops, I just got a new phone today and they transferred all my contacts info and it already knows how I type. It's only 3 hours. Yeah.
And Sarah was agreeing with you. She also hates
Okay.
product reviews.
Yeah. It's just either they're not very well done or they're not honest or both. Candy said, I can indeed confirm Steven's heart is not too small. I had a bad day last week. Steven reached out to customer service to leave a sweet message, made my week. Well, I'm glad I could make your week. People need to quit their bitching.
Yeah, I think people are always very likely to complain and hardly at all likely to compliment anyone.
Yeah. Well, do you ever, if you're looking to buy something on Amazon, do you ever look at the reviews? And if you do you go straight to the negative ones? I think we all have that bias.
Okay, so I tend to not. So if I'm looking for something to buy on Amazon, I'm going to already filter by 4 stars and up and Prime eligible. And I'm not even going to look at anything else because I don't want it to take long. And I
Amazon
don't want
knows.
it to be bad.
Amazon knows that you do that. And sellers on Amazon know that you do that.
And then I'm also going to look at the number of reviews. If it has less than 100, it means nothing to me. And then I'll just look at the reviews in order, not necessarily just the 1 star or just the 5 star.
Well, I go straight to the bitchin'. I go straight to the negative reviews of a product, and I just invalidate them one by one, because there's going to be the shipping took forever. It's like wrong place, or like not even for the right product, and then there's a couple of them that maybe have legitimate grievances.
Didn't we read some funny ones whenever Lillian was a baby? Like, wasn't one for a tub that was like,
it's very heavy when it's full of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. There is a wide range of intelligence on this planet.
Some type of baby toy. I think it was the swing or something that it was like, it took me 4 hours to put together.
Oh, hi, Graham. I mean, we're going on close to 3 years of this stream, but better late than never. But yeah, I guess this is a reasonable hour. And thank you, Bob and or Chelsea, for the gifted membership, which went to
Deborah Yoder.
Don't recognize that name. Welcome to membership.
If I leave a product review, I either love it or hate it.
Yeah. On Amazon, I kind of steer negative on Amazon. I have to be pissed and I have to hate the product, and then I'll review. But if it's products like from a company that I like, that I want to support, then if I remember and if I'm sufficiently prodded multiple times, then maybe I'll leave a positive review. It takes a lot more for someone to be positive. It just, it's kind of how it is. Nathan said the return policy is just so great with Amazon that I don't care if a product is crap. I'll just return it and get something else. Yeah, there was one time that I guess I returned one too many products, and Amazon sent me like I noticed you're returning a lot of products. Just so you know, something. It was just like a very vague warning. And yeah, I don't know what they were trying to say, but I returned another product next week. Like, as long as Whip doesn't get one. Oh shit, Jody coming through with 20. Let's see if one of them went to Whip. And thank you, Jody. Oh my god, he got one. This might be Whip's day. All right, everybody, go over to Steenfat's in a couple hours, hour and a half, and try to give some memberships. I think today might be Whip's day. I'm feeling it. He's out of the doghouse.
The other 19 people who got memberships don't matter. Just Whip.
Well, I was looking for Whip, and I got excited, and then I forgot to read the rest of them. So, welcome to membership. Michael Lopez, Hippie John, the Fisherman. Miss that guy. Wish he would be around more. Linda Worth, Monster Fish Gal, Whips World, Atkins Nature Aquariums, Cheryl Zandell, Mrs. Hovey, Aquatic Provisions, James H., SC Cat House, Anna Banana, Tracy Ballard, Luke Wong, The 186 Element, Ryan Bushnell, Neo Veritas 7, Ben Sharp, Sharkfin Adventures, Fish Frenzy Addiction. Nice. And Amisa says, Happy Charisma Hanukkah to all.
And today is also Festivus.
Ooh, anyone got any grievances? If no one's got any plant questions. So what happened last week is we were going to end the stream because like we got to the bottom of the chat and there were no plant questions, and then all the plant questions rolled in. So just so you know, the plan is to probably stream until 5 p.m. Central, so like another 38 minutes. So yeah, don't save them for the last minute. Stu Harkey said, I'm so bad at returns. I have driven around with an item in my trunk for a month at a store I worked in. I have not returned an Amazon item that I meant to return, and all I had to do was put that shit on the porch. Like, I'm really bad about returns. Amazon seems like it might have just gotten more strict with its return policy, or maybe it's just their way of warning me that I return too much. Well, so I've heard people who have returned, who have like got duplicate items, or like one didn't arrive, and then so they ordered a second one, got the replacement, didn't have to return the first one. Meanwhile, I ordered some, it was like Tropica, it was a Tropica item. I think it was a diffuser, and they sent me root tabs instead. It was from Amazon. And so it was like $10 item. And so I just, filed the complaint or whatever to get the replacement. And then they're like, okay, now you have 30 days to send this back, or you will be charged and for the extra item. And they've done that to me a few times for mistakes or late orders. They're not playing around with me now. They don't trust me. I've never done anything dishonest with them.
Meanwhile, I am sitting back here with 2 cat trees because we ordered 1 cat tree and it said it was delivered from Amazon. And this was after the flood. It never showed up at the house we were staying at, but it said it was delivered. And Amazon is like, okay, we're sending another one. And then like 2 days later, the original came and we told them, but they still sent us a second one. So now we have 2 cat trees.
Yep. Guess just not that way anymore.
Yeah.
So we got Moneyless Maven Shirley, Rar, I'm a Dinosaur, member for 1 month, and Aquatic Moose, member for 9 months. Happy Arisma, Sigma's Skibbity CO2.
Okay, here's a plant question for you.
What is your favorite non-aquatic plant? The one's a tree. I'm just gonna go with tree. Trees are very low maintenance. They just kind of exist. They were there before I was born. They'll be there when I die.
Not every tree was there before you were born.
Probably the trees that are in our yard. They're pretty old. There's a lot of oak trees around here that are hundreds of years old.
If the trees in our yard could go away, I would feel a little bit better during hurricane season.
They're going away a little bit at a time, one massive branch at a time during a gust of wind, slowly deteriorating. Just slightly next to our house. Stratoscantia. Amazon left their storage container on our porch for 10 days. I was very close to almost keeping it. Storage container, like, what is that?
Dial it into a specific tree. I mean, they have beautiful oak trees here.
It's got to be an oak tree, right?
Yeah, especially like if you go to LSU.
Mm-hmm. A tree.
You know, it's not a great tree are pine trees whenever it's too windy and or the few times that it has snowed. are like heavily frosted and they just drop everything everywhere.
Pine trees are like the duckweed of the forest. Like, chop one down, 6 of them grow in its place. Partial to a U. June says, plant question. I count on the Oscar poop for ferts. What should I look for to add easy green? So there's a lot of plants that will thrive in fish poop. Like, how I don't fertilize the mosh pit all that much. It's not a comprehensive nutrient, and like mostly you're lacking micro, probably potassium. Like, it's mostly a lot of nitrates, like a nitrogen source in poop. But it works. I mean, there's tons of people that don't fertilize. It's just, plants are a little bit more robust and grow a lot healthier and have less signs of deficiency when you do a comprehensive nutrient.
Do you think that there's maybe a difference if you had, for example, let's say you had a tank of Oscars versus a tank of like just wall-to-wall autos, like something that is just an herbivore based on their diet?
It's a good question. Never tested that. I think in general, fish excrete nitrogen. They excrete ammonia regardless of what they're consuming. I think there's fish poop, but there's also just their biological processes in general. So it may not matter quite as much. But again, and even with the mosh pit, if I remember, I'll give it a few squirts of easy green. I used to be afraid of like elevating the nitrates too high. So
if you have enough plants.
Yeah, I don't think that matters either. Like, I don't rely on plants for nitrate consumption. I just make sure the plants have all of the nutrients in some amount, that they don't run out if I can help it. And then I do water changes, because there's more to water changes than displacing nitrates. Nitrates are just kind of an indicator, if they keep rising, that your other organic waste is also rising, that you can't really detect or like measure with any home test or TDS meter. A 3-foot square container they keep in their truck to store packages. Oh, okay, I got you. Alex Fishery has a cool video about feeding foods that contain the elements your plants need. Yeah, so that's a good way to do it. If assuming the fish are not uptaking all those nutrients, like just a cheat way to get trace elements in there. Which fish generate the best ferts, Oscars or plecos? Yeah, I think they all are quite celebrated poopers.
Yeah.
Don't loathe entirely. Thank you for the $7.99. What are they? Dollary dues, didgeridoo.
Yeah.
Australian dollars. Appreciate it, Sarah the Great. Herbivore poop has more nutrients. Maybe there's far less in herbivore poop. Maybe they're more efficiently taking in those nutrients, the fish itself. I don't know. There's so much guesswork with that. That's why they make fertilizer with all the things in it. Yeah. Wait, did I miss one? Something about Excel.
Oh. About a spreadsheet.
Oh, not CChem Excel.
No.
Oh God, no. Let's not talk about spreadsheets.
No, I think she was talking about work.
Do you like pivot tables? Exciting. Dollary dues, or yeah, I think Rico said dollary dues, and then I said didgeridoo, but yeah, same thing. Welcome, Luke. He heard spreadsheets and was tingling. Yeah, I tell myself I would love to keep a spreadsheet with all of the plants that I have in every tank. Nice little list and labeling each tank, and then every time I move a plant, I update my spreadsheet. But that's never going to happen. Been making DIY ferts. It's been fun getting back into chemistry. Nice, yeah. DIY. There's people on the internet. I wasted a lot of time personally obsessing over fertilizer ratios and thinking that like I have to keep this certain nitrate to phosphate ratio, and there's some shit about the red field ratio. It's all kind of derived from preventing algae blooms in bodies of water that are not densely planted and like don't need those nutrients. But I mean, mixing fertilizers, dry fertilizers is a cheap way to do it. I didn't want to start taking little spoons and dosing things different things on each day. I would never keep that up. Big Cat, Merry Christmas peas. Merry Christmas to you, Big Cat. Thanks for being a member for 11 months. Fish that eat high protein produce more nitrogen. That makes sense. Never measured it.
Lumi says that she hates pivot tables, but she knows how to use the ones she needs for work.
Gotcha.
Pivot tables are my pay grade.
There was a tutorial on those one time, and I sort of halfway paid attention. And Graham is irresponsible with charging his electronics and has to bid us farewell. But thank you for the 5 L's, the 5 pounds. Once I balanced my nitrates to my tap water phosphates, all my BBA disappeared. Well, there's definitely a lot of correlation with changing nutrients and algae disappearing. And that was something we talked with Tom Barr about that when we streamed with him a while back.
Didn't you find a super helpful chart about algae and its causes?
Oh yeah, on Facebook, somebody made a nice chart that basically said nothing. Yeah, because I mean, we don't actually know what causes algae. We don't know the actual mechanism that triggers algae growth. We know what feeds algae, and we know what resists algae. So just trying to find the right combination. Because I have not paid attention to ferts in a long time, and life has been a lot better for me with the plant growth. I kind of want to change the discussion overall in the hobby from fertilizer or food and change it to fuel. I think people understand too much fuel to a fire is dangerous. Not enough fuel, car stops. Yep. If you restrict one nutrient, you kind of restrict them all. And then, yeah, algae stops growing. Plants also suffer. Let's see. And welcome in, Corey. Hope Katie is doing well. Big Cat says I DIY my ferts, but make micro solutions to dose the same as Easy Green. Basically, I make a new bottle every couple of months, probably. Yeah, this mixing ferts and stuff is just not a hobby of mine, and so I just started just like I do double Easy Green in the tank that's like right over here every day. So would EI dosing be tank arson then? Depends on what you're growing. I mean, part of EI dosing is getting rid of the excess at the end of the week, and in some people's case, doing that midweek, like 2 water changes a week, helps a lot. Katie's doing much better. We will see if I can help her make Christmas cookies today for relatives. Nice.
Oh, he helps his wife make Christmas cookies.
You would not allow me to help you with that. Our kitchen is small and I am large and also not very good at baking.
You would be very in the way.
But yeah, if you ask for help, then I will come to your aid until you regret asking me for help.
I'm surprised you didn't come to my aid by like needing to make brine shrimp while I was baking cookies.
You're welcome. This is the second time in like 18 years helping with cookies. So he's well practiced. I use squirt ferts today after water changes. I call that a win. Nice.
I mean, that's probably a good practice if like you do nothing else after a water change is better than nothing.
That's kind of when I remember to fertilize the low-tech stuff. Yeah. Or like if I'm walking around with the bottle, I might do some in the low-techs if I'm thinking about it.
How often do you fertilize?
The high-tech stuff, I'm trying to do it every day. Like the tank behind me, double dose of Easy Green every day. The 15-gallon that's actually in real life behind me over here, double dose of Easy Green every day. The boost bowl, quadruple dose of Easy Green every day because I'm experimenting and seeing if I can mess things up with it. That's been going on for a few weeks, and so far it's just leading to more boosts. So yeah. Anything other than one squirt per 10 gallons is over my head when it comes to ferts. And you don't really need to worry about anything other than that. I love all-in-ones as long as they're not fucking C-chem, with like, here's a bunch of water and like we whispered the word fertilizer in another room. But yeah, like the all-in-ones that are well mixed, like.
And isn't there one that's like a powder, but it's like the powder is like you need like exactly 4 granules for 10 gallons?
Some of the doses are very small because the micros are usually mixed, and then there's like you choose an extra iron of choice, depending on your pH. Nice, don't worry about it. The bulk reef supply autodoser is pretty awesome. I'm running 3 in the fish room now with 2 more to install. I'm getting to that point. I think a couple of tanks could benefit from an autodoser. For sure. And Lumi says, back when I used to bake, I would turn the husband into the gopher. Yeah, I mean, I'm the get things down from high places, open up jars, and the most important job is taste testing. So. And Candy's aiming to underachieve.
Hey, I bet you are. How
she already failed, I bet. What?
How annoying it would be for you to get the painting that you made that you showed on Discord.
What do you
or
mean
maybe you could show.
I'm not gonna go pick it up. It's still wet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smudge it live.
Smudge it. I already have to pick dog hair out of it. Freaking animals in this house.
It's texture.
Yeah.
It's an artistic choice.
Totally. A choice that the dogs made for me, I guess. Okay. Where is it? We're in craft and DIY in the fish cord. Yeah, I don't normally show the paintings. I do, on average, I do about 1 painting per year. And this year, for Kelly's birthday, I painted her a rainbow fish.
You think for Zen's birthday one year, you'll paint her a rainbow fish?
I think that would be funny. Yeah.
Paint her like a millennium rainbow or something.
Just a balloon rainbow. Just a grossest, pointiest face rainbow. But yeah, I do these as I feel like it and never when I'm asked. If you ask me to do a painting, the answer is no forever. So just FYI on that. I don't sell them. I don't take commissions. I do not have a queue of paintings. This is purely for me and yeah.
And Kelly.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if they're never for sale and they're never out of obligation. Because that's what happens if I do shit out of obligation. I hate it forever. I'll
Corey
ask
wants
for a
you to
painting.
paint one of a fish with TB.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. What was that?
I don't know. Just making sure it wasn't like a tank or something. Like, good Lord. Okay, here we go. $2 for a painting. I'll give you $2 worth of art. Corey said I'll ask for a painting, so it won't actually happen, but I want you to do one of a rainbow that has TB. No one paints sick fish.
The secret's behind the curtains. It's just a bed with the cover off because Coco is like probably tangled up in it.
Let me yell at the kids and find out what happened.
Oh my God. I have to do this by myself? Don't look behind the curtain. Did the kids answer?
I don't know. Okay. We'll never know.
Paint Luke a plant instead of sending a live one.
All right. Duckweed painting coming right up.
Scotty, you don't have to announce that you have a question. Just say it.
He just wanted to make you nervous. I wonder if Scotty bought any of those plants at the auction that he shouldn't have bought.
Probably. It'll be the only duckweed in the fish room. Oh, you know what? That's what you could send Luke. Aren't you looking to get rid of your duckweed?
Well, he has already told me that if there's any duckweed even on the actual plants he wants, those go straight in the trash. But 2025 is the year that I'm declaring with shaky confidence that I'm going to get rid of all the duckweed.
Can you purchase some like Wolfia and just have it shipped directly to him?
Oh, I thought you were thinking purchase some Wolfia to put in the tanks to outcompete the duckweed.
No.
Because I think it might.
We don't want it. You already eliminated that.
Have fun, Jody. Happy birthday to family member. Encase duckweed into resin if anyone wants a keepsake. The forum has made this crazy cool duckweeder, as I'm calling it. I'll send you a 3D printed one. Ooh, it especially for the mosh pit where there's just like a billion guppy fry at the surface, and so anything I use to try to
out
scoop,
guppies.
Yeah, anything I try to use to scoop out duckweed other than my hand, it picks up a whole bunch of guppies as well. The rest of them, I just blame my laziness essentially. But the mosh pit's going to be the biggest challenge, I think.
Don't you have tweezers? Can you not get one leaf at a time?
I definitely could. And Brookley has even volunteered at some point to come over and do that.
Put your ADHD hyper-focus to good work. Because that's how it works, right? You get to pick.
Yeah, totally. That's why I'm a reasonable, functional human being in society. And yeah. So So Nathan has a question. Do we need to let you know we have a question before we ask the question that we have? That way you have time to answer the question we have.
That's what Scotty thinks.
I don't know. Does that help the algorithm to just have more nonsense in chat? Just like a bunch of, like they count the messages, so you know. Mickey M says, I don't get your problems regarding duckweed. In my soft and rather cold tanks, they rarely thrive. Well, good for you.
I know someone mentioned, it was Absolute Shambles mentioned a surface skimmer gets it done, but we have duckweed that will like make a little waterfall cascade. Still there.
It's amazing. It's a survivor. Give a share and a like, algorithm through the roof. Whatever makes YouTube happy. And Nancy said, my problem with getting rid of duckweed is the dang corkscrew valve. It protects it and always hides just enough. Yep, that's everything, especially the ones where the hang on the back pushes it down and then it gets all tangled up in the bulbitis. And then I send that bulbitis to Candy, and I don't even know if the ones I sent to Candy were riddled with duckweed, because I try my best. I tried really hard when I sent Jody plants most recently. I tried really hard to inspect every inch of every plant to make sure it had no duckweed, and she found one. There's no winning. I can't. It's never going to go away.
Plastic sieves from the dollar store. That would probably work in every tank except the mosh pit.
Yeah, you can kind of. So the good thing about duckweed, or the horrible, terrible thing about duckweed, depending, is it's sticky. So it will stick to surfaces, whereas guppies will slide off of surfaces. That's why what I've been using is, one of them combs that you use to get head lice out of your hair. Mm-hmm. Guppies will slide right off of that, but I can pick up duckweed. But then there's a certain point where it stops working as well, when like there's only a smattering of duckweed, or there's a crap trap behind plant baskets, and that's when I lose interest and I move on to something else, and then the duckweed grows back. Let's see. My life would be so much easier if ADHD hyperfocus was a decision we can make instead of happening on oftentimes completely unhelpful things. Yeah, and also 3 a.m. It's a good time for it to happen. Yay, 0 duckweed.
So if you just like leaving the house, I could send you on a wild goose chase to pick up non-needed ingredients. I don't need to sit, like, you just stay out of the kitchen.
That's where I'm most helpful, is
out of the way.
Staying away, and then trying the cookie and saying, that's a good cookie. You done good.
And I give you the 6 cookie more after I've already made like 70 of them. So like, I really hope that it's not like a ruined batch.
If you just net it twice a day for 3 days in a row, you're pretty solid. But then 3 days of not netting it, and then it sucks. Comes back. So much hate for a tiny plant. The tinier, the worse it is. Hornwort is another plant that harbors duckweed. Very rarely purchased hornwort without it. Never had hornwort. No, I was warned against it a long time ago, that it's a weed. It grows like crazy, but it also sheds when conditions change. And it just.
But I mean, I imagine you have plants that are similar enough. Like you have limnophilas that probably are like fine enough that it would grab on to duckweed.
Luke, I have seen, not in person, but I have seen Luke's tanks. I've seen the stuff that he's got going on in his fish room, And I guarantee you've got more work ethic and patience and willpower and skill than I do with, because there is a certain threshold where I'm just done with the duckweed. And then I forget for a long time, but until it like takes over again. Zen was up until daylight wrapping the last of the Christmas presents, and 2 more boxes just showed up. Can I just put a bow on the cardboard and put it in the back? That's what I would do.
I mean, you could. That's what gift bags are for. Like, but also, I believe that Zen is up until daylight a lot of nights.
Yeah, but
There
doing
are
stuff that she
sometimes
wants to do, not wrapping presents. That's the worst part, is when you're up all night and you're doing like obligations.
Wow.
Well, hornwort's good for fry protection. Yeah, I was using guppy grass for that. I think I'm gonna get rid of guppy grass too. I don't like it.
Yeah, I imagine the guppy grass catches a lot of duckweed.
The trick is to do one long day, then put it on your schedule for 10 minutes once a week. Eventually you get it. You can commit to 10 minutes, focus on just a couple tanks after the big duckweed purge. I need an alarm, because that's kind of the plan. Is I want to try to tackle one tank at a time, because what I end up doing is I will scoop like maybe 90 to 95% of the duckweed from one tank, and then the rest of it I can see that it's going to be tedious work because it's all trapped behind the plant baskets in the back of the mosh pit, or like it's caked to the glass or some on the rim. And so I end up moving on to another tank that's full of duckweed, where it's a more satisfying task to get the big chunks of it off. And then I get distracted, go do something else, and I don't come back to it until kind of the work I've done has been undone. So I do need like an alarm that's like duckweed time, and just really tackle one tank and then try to keep that tank duckweed free. I have like a bucket of, when I do water changes, I have a bucket of clean water that I dip the python in just to kind of get off all the duckweed before I put in another tank.
Wasn't Candy talking about like not doing as much today?
I told you she already failed at underachieving. Sitting at her desk wrapping small presents right now. And oh yeah, bedtime ritual right before bed, scoop. Yeah, that would. I don't know what my bedtime will be every night. That's the problem. That Luke says that could be a new service I offer. Fly me out and house me. I'll net your duckweed for you. How much would you pay hourly? God, after the travel. But duckweed removal locally. You also, Luke, you sell plants and you do aquarium maintenance. You could definitely have a racket going on where you introduce the duckweed into the tank and then charge to remove it. Just an idea. Why don't you have any decorations in the Christmas tree behind me? Well, there would be cherry shrimp, but they're terrified of the rainbow fish in there for some reason. They don't like to come out. I think in this video of the tank, you can occasionally see the rainbow fish. Well, actually, no, I fed them in this one, so they're chasing food. But I had another video where they'll spaz out and all like rush to the corner of a tank, and it's because like a Neocaridina decided to venture into the water column. Algae rhythm question. Does it help the algae rhythm to leave multiple comments on a single video? No clue. Corey says, I think I'd hire that. Literally, if you could hire just for a duck weeding, kind of like hiring a landscaper for weeding a garden. Yeah, for sure. With a guarantee, like if you don't see duckweed for a week after the duck weeding, then I think that's a sufficient guarantee. After that, it's like, well, it's on you if you introduce more. Mickey M said, adding another plant which is using the nutrients light the duckweed uses is a great way to grow plants, not algae. Yeah, for a while I had pearlweed that was kind of growing instead of algae in the plant farm.
Did you set up essentially a second plant farm?
Every tank is a plant farm now.
Yeah, I know, but did you set up one that's like more deliberate based on what you're growing for members?
No, not really. It's always kind of been that way. I definitely rotate plants around, and I have added some new ones to different tanks, but I'm always playing musical tanks with plants all the time. Corey Dora, 2 recurring memberships in a row. YouTube tripping. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what YouTube's doing.
I mean,
June says, Coop, please add an app to your next lights. That would bring me back. Make it a really bad app. Just so teach June a lesson. Like, not all apps are good. Make it like the weak aqua app. Just absolutely unusable. Just the worst.
Maybe they have to like program each individual LED.
Just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, write some code for an app for a light where you can arbitrarily adjust the spectrums and set the timer, then execute. Jenna, didn't you see my greenhouse? Apparently that's his new farming setup. Yeah, for sure. Fish Tank Barn, Mike, thanks for becoming a member. There is a form, a link to a Google form in the membership tab if you want some free plants that will ship
after winter, after it's not so cold, depending on where you live.
I think in January we can probably start shipping to a few people. Like I think Florida and Texas, that kind of area might be okay, because to ship plants without having to do all the insulation crap, the temp being in the 40s is acceptable from what I found. They just can't freeze and they can't get hot. Michigan is unacceptable though. That's going to be a while. So I think Scotty's going live when we're done, and I think we're going to call it in a couple of minutes here because we got shit to do anyway. Nancy says, add an alarm to the light that reminds you to do your daily deduct weeding. Make it a really obnoxious sound too. You can't disable the notification.
Oh, I slept through all of my alarms this morning.
You must have needed to sleep. I slept through them too, I guess.
Yeah, you like it. Normally, I was planning to wake up at 7, and I woke up at 7:30, and it's just like missed alarm at 6:45, missed alarm at 7, missed alarm at 7:05.
Well, normally when the alarm goes off and you haven't responded to it in like a minute or so, then I start poking you. But I guess I missed them completely.
Yeah.
It's Dee Dee's fault.
No, I was up for like another hour or two after that. It's not Dee Dee's fault. It's probably Steven's fault.
I'll accept
everything.
That.
Yeah.
Because there's no consequences. So it's just my fault.
Yeah. That's how marriage works, right?
Mm-hmm. Merry Christmas, everyone. I will not be in chat for a few days, but surely follow any stream on my phone when I visit my mom. Yep, it's going to be possibly a little slow this week in chat, but you know, we will be around, and we're still planning on streaming on Friday too, I think.
Yeah, it'll be the last one of 2024. So the last with the fish before points are tabulated, and
then I got to design.
It'll be a big surprise of who's gonna win. First
Close
place.
one. It's really close. And June watched Red One last night. It was good. Saturday we watched Violent Night, my favorite Christmas movie now.
Really? I thought it was
I
pretty kind of dumb.
I liked it for that reason. They weren't trying to be serious with that
just
movie.
not really an action movie person,
Oh, it
I
was
guess.
fun. It was fun. It was a fun movie. And George is going to be reading a book tonight after Grant and Shelby stream. So still streams going on. Saw Violent Night in the theater. That's right. Love it. Love it. David Harbour is such a great actor too. Like awesome Santa. Santa, a former Viking with a hammer.
Well, what if people want to watch it? Are you just gonna spoil the movie?
That is in the trailer. So I'm sorry if you don't watch trailers. So we're gonna go, and y'all can go check out Scotty if he goes live on time. And I guess I'll make my way over there in a few minutes too. So thanks everyone, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and see you Friday probably. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.